welcome both. I'm so glad to have you guys here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, of course. So, a little bit about me. My name is Kaya. I'll be your counselor for today and maybe future appointments. What are your guys' names?
Okay, so I'm Carol, and this is my daughter Kathy. She is starting her senior year, so she's 17 years old, and yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Nice to meet you, Kathy and Carol. I'm just gonna lay some ground rules just to begin with. And so I would really appreciate it if you both just would if someone's speaking, let them speak. So I really just enjoy like one person speaking at a time, so we can understand what they're saying and, listen to them. And is it also okay if I take notes during the session?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, I'm gonna go over a little icebreaker just, because you really don't know what to expect in a counseling meeting appointment. And so we're just gonna talk about our Thanksgiving or something real quick. So I'll go first. My Thanksgiving was good. I just, saw some family and ate too much food. So Kathy, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. The food was good. There was a little bit of awkwardness and tension between our family, but other than that, everything was good.
Okay, well, that's great. Now, Carol, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was great. I loved having all of my babies home. It was just really nice to see them all. But like Kathy said, there was just a lot of tension between our family and her, and then her boyfriend and his family, because they came over too.
Oh, okay. So, and I'm assuming your boyfriend, is that a regular occurrence of them coming to Thanksgiving with you
Yeah,
guys?
they come to Thanksgiving every year. Well, every year that they've been dating.
Okay, that's nice. So you mentioned there's a lot of tension. So Kathy, can you kind of go a little bit more in depth about that?
Yeah, so basically it's very awkward because I got pregnant at 17 with my 19-year-old boyfriend, and I am not ready to start a family and get married and whatever, so I want to give this baby up for adoption, and nobody else really wants me to do that, so.
Well, we just think that she would just really regret it. I had her when I was 16, and obviously I was stressed and confused, but I just really think it'll be better for her life. So I think that she should just marry Jim, her boyfriend, and they should just start their life now.
Okay, so just to be clear, you're 17 and your boyfriend's 19.
Right.
Okay, so how long have you guys been dating?
A couple years.
Oh, a couple
2 to
years.
3.
Oh, so you've known him for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And do you feel really secure with him? Do you see a future with him?
Yes, I do, but I don't want it right now. I'm not ready for that at this moment.
I completely understand. So
I think she's just confused and doesn't really know what she wants.
Okay, like I was saying earlier, so let's stay in our area and one person at a time should talk, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so you don't want to keep the baby, you want to put it up for adoption.
Right.
And Carol, you want her to keep the baby and to get married to her boyfriend, right?
Yes, I think that they should just get married and have the baby because this is just God's plan and what God wants for them. And he wouldn't have done this and brought them to each other to create this baby if they weren't meant for each other and needed to start their life now.
Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying, and I also understand what you're saying, Kathy. So, So we're saying you're pregnant, obviously. How long, like, have you known?
3 months.
So the baby's 3 months.
Yeah.
You're 3 months into your pregnancy.
Right.
Okay, so about a third of the way there.
Mm-hmm.
Have you always known that you wanted to give it up for adoption, or?
Yeah. Pretty much from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like when
why?
we found out.
Yeah. Why do you think that you want to give it up for adoption?
Because I'm not ready to be a mom at 17 years old.
I think she can be ready though. Like, she has her family to support her, and I think that we can support her, and her boyfriend's family is really supportive, and they agree that she should keep the baby and they should get married.
Okay. Yes. So I do understand where you are, like, what you are saying. If you could wait till I ask something, that
Sorry, I just get like so excited, and I just know that she just gets confused sometimes and just like doesn't really know what's going on. So like, I'm just her mom, and I'm just here to love her and help her.
Yes,
Mhm.
and I do understand that motherly love is just something different, and you can't really explain.
Yeah.
And
I wish she would understand that, but
do you want her to also experience that love now? And is that kind of why you're wanting her to keep the baby, or?
well, I think she has a lot of love in her life, but I just think, like, myself, like, obviously I was a teen mom, and it's the greatest gift that I could have ever had. And I just want her to experience that too, because I think if she gives it up, it's just going to be a really big mistake.
Okay. And so you just want her to kind of get her more independence? Is that kind of it, or?
I mean, I guess, I just think that she's ready now, and that especially, she's only 3 months, so she has 6 months to work with, and we can help her get ready with all the support that she has surrounding her.
Yes. Okay, so Kathy, do you feel supported? Like how Carol is kind of explaining it?
Yes, like I feel like they would support me in that way, but I don't feel like they're supporting my decision with what I want.
Okay, yes, I understand. So do you feel like they are, like, kind of dismissing you in a way?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. And Carol, do you understand how she's kind of feeling like dismissed and maybe not listened to or heard?
I understand that, but we've had a lot of talks about this, especially with Jim's family, and I think, you know, majority rules. Like, we just all believe that this baby is a blessing, and we should just really focus on that blessing and just keep that in our lives instead of just giving it away.
Yeah, because children are a gift. They are something.
It's
But
God's child. Like, we need to
as I was
that baby.
saying earlier, one person at a time. Let's
Sorry.
speak. It's okay. But can you see how maybe she doesn't necessarily feel ready?
I understand that because, you know, when I was 16 and had her, I didn't feel ready either. But my mom pushed me to have the baby too, and I am so glad she did because, I mean, just look how perfect she's turned out. Like, obviously, she made some mistakes by having, like, by doing the deed to have this baby. But, you know, it just all happens for a reason, and I just think that this is her reason. She's also been feeling, I've noticed she's been kind of sad lately, so I feel like this baby will uplift her and bring her joy when she actually sees his face.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy, how do you kind of see the situation ending? Like, in, like, best of both worlds, like, how do you see this situation ending as of right now?
I don't really know because we can't like talk about it without fighting. So I don't know how this would be resolved at this moment. Like
Okay,
I
yes.
can't see it.
So, how do you feel like once it is brought up? Is it just an immediate fight?
Yes.
Okay. How, like, is there just something that, like, you guys are just kind of both, like, opinionated and kind of determined on what you both want to do, and so it just kind of gets nowhere, or, like, explain that in a way?
Yeah, like I feel like we're both pretty stubborn, and so like I know what I want, and like she knows what she wants me to do, and so like we're never really gonna get to that mutual agreement or whatever. So yeah, I don't know.
Okay. And Carol, how do you, in the perfect world, how do you see this situation resolving?
The perfect world, I see her just coming to her senses and marrying Jim and having this baby and just have a happy family and live a great life. She tends to think that I'm a little overbearing sometimes, but I'm just a loving mother. I just want her to have good grades, just stay on top of everything, and that's where most of our arguments stem from. But I feel like this isn't just like having a good grade conversation. This is like a child's life, and I get like we're not killing the baby, but I feel like giving it up for adoption is basically the same thing.
Okay. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. And Kathy, are you wanting to go to college after high school?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
Do you know where or like what you want to do for your life?
No, not at this moment. I'm still like browsing colleges and majors that I'm interested in.
Okay, so you want to go to college even if you have the baby, like if you have the baby, and if you keep it or give it up for adoption, you still want to go to college.
Right.
Okay, perfect. How Jim is your boyfriend, correct?
Right.
How does he feel about this?
He's on my side.
Okay, so he's in support of you giving the baby up for adoption and not getting married right now.
Right.
Okay, perfect. And Carol, how do you feel about Jim's desire to not keep the baby and not get married right now?
Well, Jim is only 19 and he's a boy, so he's basically 14, and he just doesn't know what he's doing. Like me, my husband and his parents have, we've obviously lived a lot longer and had more experiences, so we know what the smart move is. And I just think they're young and naive and don't really understand how big of a decision this is. And they should just look for our support, as we're offering to give them whatever they want, and they're just not taking that. And I really just don't understand why they still want to put the baby up for adoption.
Okay, and I understand that you both have your own opinions on this decision, which is a quite big decision. Like, I think it will, no matter what you do, it will determine the rest of both of your lives and how it goes moving forward. So you've both explained it to me, how you guys feel. Now, can you explain it to each other and talk about how you feel?
Okay, well, I know we've had this conversation many times, but I just think, like I've said multiple times, like, you're my baby, and I love you so much, and if I wouldn't have kept you when I was 16 years old, I don't know what my life would look like now. Like, I think I would just be so sad all the time, thinking, like, what if? And so, I understand. In this meeting, I have come to understand where you're coming from with wanting to give the baby up for adoption, but I just think that's a short-term that's a way to solve the problem short term instead of thinking about it long term.
I just feel like I'm 17 and I'm not ready to get married or have a baby right now. So I just don't think it will work. It will be really hard. And I'm grateful that you kept me, but I just don't want that for me right now.
So how would you have felt if I wouldn't have kept you and just gave you up to another family? Like, you wouldn't have all the things you have now. You wouldn't have an amazing house with amazing siblings and supportive parents. Like, you could be living on the streets for all I know. And that's just how I feel what's gonna happen to your baby.
Okay, I'm just gonna interject a little bit. So I know in a way history is kind of repeating itself, but if we could stay in the present and not necessarily make each other feel guilty about past choices, because no matter what, we can never go into the past and change our decisions that we make. And so I believe that is best if we just kind of look on what's going forward now and seeing what's best for Kathy and Carol, like both of you, and just kind of how in both of your families, because it impacts a lot of people on this decision that you guys will make. And I just, I think it's good to live in the present. And so if we're bringing up things from the past, like, that is not fair to Kathy. And yeah, I do remember now, you mentioned that grades are important to Kathy, and that you want what's best for her, as all mothers do.
Yes, of course. I just know it's best for her.
Kathy, do you think that Carol knows what's best for you always?
I think she has good intentions, but I do not think that she knows everything and what's best always.
Okay. And obviously, I believe that you have the best intentions too. But some of them could maybe be that Kathy should choose on her own. Don't you think?
I mean, I do think that eventually she will need to start, I will need to let go a little bit and let her do her. But, I mean, she's just so young. Like, she's 17, she's still in high school. She can't even remember to fold her own laundry for the next day. So, I just think that it's really important for her to just stay close and just listen to what we were trying to tell her.
So you want her to stay close. Do you want her to go to college too?
I just think right now her boyfriend also lives at home. So I think that they can just get married. They can either live with us or they can live with her boyfriend's parents. And he can go to work. She can do college online. She won't have to pay for daycare because, we can help. She has siblings that'll help her, and I just think this is the best idea for her right now.
Okay, so you want what's best for Kathy.
Of course.
And don't you think, you said that she is young and naive. So what about the situation, like, do you think that is best for Kathy to have this baby and keep this baby if she is young and naive?
Yes, because I think this baby will really be a turning point in her life. And like I said, she's been really depressed lately. We've talked to each other about that. And I don't know, I just have this feeling that this will really, really help with some of those problems.
Okay, and Kathy, how do you feel about what your mother just said?
Well, like she said earlier that like I can't even remember to fold my own laundry. I think it's really hard to like worry about a baby if I can't even like function without her right now. So like I just think that I'm not ready to start a family right now. So yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. So how was your relationship before this problem? Like, how were you guys towards each other? How about you go first, Kathy?
I feel like we had a close relationship. Like I could tell her anything, and we hung out. Like it was fun.
Okay, so you guys were both pretty close.
Yeah.
Before this situation happened. And how do you feel like your relationship was, Carol?
I mean, I think it was pretty great. We had our typical mother-daughter arguments, but she's also in high school, and you know, those teen years, they'll really get ya. Just going throughout life and watching her grow up and me growing up as a person too, I just think we have a really close bond, and that's why I'm not really understanding why she's not trusting me, in my opinion.
Okay. And Kathy, do you miss what your guys' relationship was?
Of course, yes.
Okay. So, and I'm assuming you, Carol, also miss what your relationship was.
Obviously, I miss my daughter.
So, what do you guys think are some ways that you could maybe either put the situation aside for now or resolve it, and like what you miss about each other?
You know, I just miss that. I just miss, you know, our fun movie nights when we used to eat gallons of ice cream and watch Home Alone during the Christmas season, and like, especially it being around Christmas season, like it's just really hard for me because we're just fighting all the time, and I love you so much that I don't know what I would do if I lost you over this argument.
I miss those things too. I also miss being able to like talk to you about anything without you screaming at me and getting mad, and yeah, just not hearing me out really. So, and I also miss hanging out with you.
And I understand that, and I think in the future, going forward and continuing to do these sessions, I have already understood your point of view more than I did before, and I understand that I maybe need to clock it down a little bit with my aggression. So I do apologize for that, and I just really want the best for you.
Thank you. I apologize too.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. So what do you think, can you guys like brainstorm a few ideas maybe how you can resolve the situation with each other?
I think that it would be beneficial to have a just sit down meeting with my husband and Jim's parents, and Jim there and you there too. So we can really just understand each other's point of view instead of just differing just sides talking in small groups. We have a big group, so you guys can understand how we feel, and we can kind of get a grasp on how you feel.
Okay. I feel like before we do that, maybe like you, me, and Dad should sit down like without them first to kind of get that better. I feel like it's easier for me to talk in front of just you two rather than a big group like that.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay, that is great. So is there anything you guys are wanting to get off your plate? Like anything you want to say more in this session?
I mean, I think I've said my piece.
Okay. So I know this problem isn't resolved right now, but I think you guys have found a good appreciation for each other and remembrance and wanting to get back to how your relationship was. And no matter what the outcome is of you adopting or giving your baby up for adoption and getting married or not doing those things, I want you guys to both still have a relationship, because I cannot tell you what to do, anything, and really neither can Carol. I think it's really up to you, but I understand how Carol might feel like that hurts your guys' relationship and how it might be bad for the future. And I just think that we made really good progress today.
I would agree.
Yeah, me too.
So, if that's all, thank you guys for coming in.
Yes, thanks
Thanks
for
for having
helping.
Oh!